Good morning. I am sorry that I haven't been able to be with you guys the last couple of days. Our family is being quarantined due to some exposure. Sure you guys know someone that's affected by that right now. So anyway, it's hard not being there. Wish I could be there. It's hard to teach from afar. Thanks to the subs who are filling in for me for sure. What I want to do is just give you guys kind of a quick walkthrough so you can at least hear my voice and hear me trying to explain this as best as I can, as it can be kind of hard to, as a sub, to know exactly what I'm asking people to do. And it's hard for me to be able to communicate that without speaking. And so please feel free to email me like specific questions. What I'm going to do is talk a little bit about what I had you guys do yesterday and what the expectations were. And if you didn't quite meet those or were confused about those, you can work on fulfilling those objectives today. I'm going to share my screen here. This takes a few seconds here, kind of awkward with that. So anyway, I got lots of windows open. So I'm going to start with your objectives from yesterday and then get in today's. That is actually British literature. So those of you in English 10, please listen up and pay attention here. Looks like I actually have both of these open, so bear with me for just a second. Yeah, this is English 10, okay? You guys really need to focus in on this. It's not any topic that you're writing about. You are writing an informative, explanatory essay about a person in literature. And so that's a pretty broad range of possibilities, as long as the person has either written a book, so it could be a famous author, or it could just be someone that a book has been written about them. There's an autobiography or a biography that someone wrote about them. Not articles, not TikToks, not social media personalities, but something has to be written about them. You are going to probably do most of your research through articles just for the sake of time. You're not going to have time to read whole books, but I'd encourage you to find books on people if you can. You can get books digitally pretty easily. So anyway, but it's a person who is in literature, who's either written a book or had a book written about them. So what I wanted you guys to do yesterday was to spend some time brainstorming and beginning to research. And so the sub should have handed this handout to you guys. And if you want to get that out, it may be helpful because I was asking you to do some specific things on each one. If you knew what you wanted to write about right away, that's fine. But I wanted to encourage you guys to just give some thought to who might be some good people to write about. Now, British literature, okay, English 10, tune me out for a minute. Your topic is a little bit different. It can be people, but it could also be events and customs. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But basically, it's pretty much the same, just a slightly different topic. So British literature, if you can just bear with me and think of it from that category for your topic. So I wanted you to just give some thoughts, and you didn't have to do a web. I wanted you to write some questions. Questions guide good research. Like when you have a topic, hopefully this is something you're curious about and want to learn about. If it's something that you already know everything about, it's not going to be a good topic for this project, because I want you to do some research. I want you to find some information and make that information your own, and weave that into your own writing. And so anyway, questions are good. Now, what you should have seen if you went onto LMS was this little sample page. This is what I wanted you guys to do. And if you look at it, you may freak out and be like, oh, I didn't get that far. I didn't get any research done. That's fine. I really, and you don't have to have done all these things, but basically what's on that sheet guides what I typed on that document. I wrote questions, I free wrote, I put some potential topics. I thought of some potential sources where I could find things about the person. And that might be kind of difficult to do, but if you know that there's a book or something, or a documentary about someone, you could totally put that down. You're not required to write down something for all of these different things, but I'll just give you kind of an idea of what it should look like. And what you really want to focus on today is finishing up your research or beginning your research. Some of you who sent this to me, you had questions and subtopics. One person even like free wrote about it. That would be a really good thing to do, but you really need to just give some thought to potential sources. But then what I did is I just Googled things. My Google search was Frederick Douglass's childhood. I selected Frederick Douglass as my topic. I don't know why I underlined Louis Zamperini. I think I was going to maybe do a second page for him. But what I did is I found websites, and you want to look for good websites that have like .org or .gov and don't look like a fifth grader created them or whatever, a fifth grade teacher created it. You want it to be something that's actually academic. .edu is always a good thing. Some .coms can be okay, but just make sure that it looks very scholarly and that there's an organization behind it, author name and everything. Those are good things to do. Now, here's something that every writer needs to learn. Okay. And I think you already have learned this. You don't want to plagiarize. You don't want to just find websites and copy and paste things. Now, if there's a really good quotation from it, you can take that and put quotation marks around it, but that can't be all that you write. If you do that, what you're doing is plagiarizing. That is not honest writing. That is just taking someone else's writing and copying and pasting it. I can't emphasize enough that that is not acceptable. Okay. And it's pretty obvious to English teachers when we grade things, when someone does that, like that student used a really big word and that student, anyway, not to say that the kid couldn't like use a big word, but it's like, that just does not sound like the word choice. We want your voice. We want your thoughts. We want you to develop that and you use information. So what I'd encourage is note taking, paraphrasing, putting things into your own words. And so, what I did, I can create a bibliography entry from this hyperlink. That's important. Please save your hyperlinks on a document, just copy and paste it. And then you can go back into it and create a works cited or bibliography entry. Now, I know that's confusing. Don't worry about that today. Just worry about copying and pasting internet sources that you do your research from. And then underneath that source, anything that you find, you just type it down. Okay. And so these are just me paraphrasing different things that I learned about his childhood. He saw at least, it's actually supposed to be 7, I think, instead of several. He witnessed at least 7 brutal whippings or murders by the age of 8. There was another slave who would whip children to try to teach them the Lord's Prayer. It's very ironic. He saw a woman named Nellie badly beaten in front of her screaming children, just horrifying things that marked his childhood. More things about his childhood right here and then his life. You'll notice that I copied and pasted something right here, but I put quotation marks around it because it's a direct quote. And so anyway, that's what I want you guys to do today. And how many sources do you need to find? I would like you to find it at the very least 2. Let's talk about what you're going to start doing today. So yesterday, the idea was to brainstorm and research and to share what you have with me by this morning when class starts, so I can see your progress. But really what you want to do today is take notes, keep a record of your sources so that you can properly cite them later. And then make sure that you have enough information, not too much, but enough information to really do a good 5-paragraph essay about your topic of information. Today, what I want you guys to do is you're going to start after you've gathered enough research. And this is something that is due tomorrow. Okay, please email me if you're confused. Okay, but you're going to have a graphic organizer that the sub has already handed out to you that looks like this, okay? Informal outline for an essay or report. And I want you to pay attention to what I want you to fill out today. Now, before I explain that, this is all blank. I'm going to show you another document that you won't have, but it's here in this video so you can kind of see the ideas. Now, you don't have to do anything for title and introduction unless you know what your title of your essay is going to be. That's something we'll work on eventually. Blocking out your essay or report, what you could do is just break this into 5 boxes or 3 boxes. I'll show you what I mean right here. This is 5 boxes. This is a plan. What you guys see on the left, ignore the actual essay, but what you see on the left is a filled out version kind of what you guys have right here. Go back to that. And so what this person has done is, the reason I said 3 to 5, if you do 5 boxes, you're just doing introduction and conclusion for 1 and 5. That's always common in writing essays. But what goes in the middle are your key star ideas, your body paragraphs, the 3 subtopics that you want to talk about. And notice that this person has growth spurts right here. That's key star idea number 1. And then frontal lobe and behavior. That is second key star idea, body paragraph number 2. And then the third is transition to adulthood. This is basically like talking about brain development, the teenage brain, basically. Person wanted to research that. And then what I want you guys to, you'll notice that this person has all kinds of notes in here. That's going to eventually go into there. And you can start doing that today if you want. But really what I want by tomorrow is you to have that document, okay, with lots of research. Make sure that you have enough, and then start sorting those ideas into subtopics. What I have right here is I have information about his childhood. We have something about how he learned how to read. We have him running away. So you could go freedom, you could go childhood, self-education, and then freedom. That could be some subtopics developing, but as I research, hopefully there'll be more things that capture my interest. And anyway, what I want you guys to do today is I'd like you to maybe just draw a couple lines in here so you have 3 boxes, and then just block out what your body paragraphs are going to be about. And then what I'd like you guys to do is fill this out. Your transition sentence, basically your key star idea is your subtopic, what you're going to write about. You're picking a topic and you want to kind of narrow that topic, okay? And the topic is going to be the person. For English 10, for British literature, it could be the person, event, or the custom. You're going to want to have some kind of topic sentence, but then 3 key star ideas that support that and develop that further. I'd like you guys to have that ready. And then what my encouragement is that you start filling in specific information. We'll talk about that. You're going to elaborate on those key star ideas. We talked about the ease and elaboration on Friday. And so, yeah, let me just go back to this really quickly. So these are just some notes about growth spurts. I'll actually post this on LMS as well. I know that will be just kind of a sample informal outline. But again, you're just worrying about blocking it out and then writing out what your transition. When it says transition on the document, it's just asking you guys to use maybe some transition words that you would use to start the paragraph. Okay. I know that can be kind of confusing, but just focus on the key star ideas, 3 key star ideas. And this actually has space for 4 if you want to write down 4 and then select your top 3. You can write a 6-paragraph essay if you want, but I'm just requiring 5 paragraphs. So that we're still in the planning phase, okay? And this is just very beginning phase of an informal outline. Again, guys, email me if you have questions, but going back to those objectives, you were to brainstorm topics and create a document where you put some of those pre-writing activities and write questions, and then start finding sources and taking notes. Okay, please, everyone, even who emailed me yesterday, I think all of them that I've checked need to have more research, actual notes. So I need to see sources and notes. Please send that to me again by the start of class tomorrow, not after class starts. Okay, the due date is that's like the end deadline before it's late. Okay, so email me jgilchrist@nwcs.org. Okay, that was what you needed to get done yesterday. Today is kind of, it doesn't mean that you have to be completely done with research, but get a lot of research done today, and then start sorting that information into categories, and then select your topic, and then create the 3 key star ideas. Write it down in this graphic organizer, okay, right here, right next to the stars, at least 3 of them. Block it out. Okay, once you have those, yeah, that is what I want you guys to do. Okay, so again, any questions, please just let me know. And thank you very much. Just trying to stop the share there. There we go. Again, yeah, just email me if you have any questions, and have a wonderful day.